We know that people can be black or white, but these two colors by no means exhaust the whole variety of the color shades of human skin. So what does the skin color depend on, and why is black skin black? Today, we will learn about this. Number 1. The human skin color is determined mainly by the brown pigment melanin. It is interesting many animals, including humans, have this pigment. It is the pigment melanin that gives the skin a variety of shades. It is synthesized in two leading forms, the color of which can vary from yellow to dark brown and black. The first one, eumelanin, is a form of melanin which gives the skin a brown color. The second form of melanin is pheomelanin, which has a reddish-brown tone. Due to pheomelanin, some people have freckles or fiery red hair. Number 2. The share of melanin in the skin is determined genetically, but our skin can change its tone as it depends on the intensity of ultraviolet radiation that the skin is subject to. Everything is logical. We are sunbathing more and our skin gets even darker. The third important fact determining the skin color is the nature of the blood vessels under it. Depending on the extent of their expansion, there is redness of the skin or pale blue skin. By the way, skin color is not uniform throughout the body surface. The palms and the feet do not contain melanin, and the skin on them is lighter than the rest of the skin. Lips, like the mucous membranes due to the huge number of vessels and capillaries, are painted red. The skin on the fingertips, on the ears, and nose is also somewhat reddish, since the blood vessels are located next to the surface there. In the area of the nipples and groin, the skin is darker due to the increased concentration of melanin. But sometimes varying skin colors indicates the disease of vitiligo. From the Latin vitiligo, the word is translated as vicious illness. The ancient physicians mistakenly associated it with the onset of syphilis and other sexually transmitted infections. In the Middle Ages, white spots on the skin were considered a manifestation of the most dangerous infectious disease, leprosy, also known as Hansen's disease. And only in the middle of the 19th century, vitiligo was singled out as a separate disease and proved that it is not contagious and absolutely harmless. Today, even some high-fashion models have such skin. There is another failure in the genetic program, albinism. It is characterized by the absence of melanin in the skin cells. This process is observed in animals as well as in humans. We are happy to watch white animals, for example. You can see a white lion or a magnificent white peacock. But if this happens to a person, it is really a tragedy. A person cannot stay in the open sun for a long time. His skin instantly burns. The body suffers from severe irradiation. Today, science proceeds from the premise that skin color is the result of the adaptation of certain people to the intensity of solar radiation. This melanin performs the protection function against the sun's ultraviolet radiation, and the skin would age much faster without it. And also there would be an increased risk of getting skin cancer. Melanin prevents exposure of ultraviolet radiation, which damages the genetic apparatus of the cells. Since the first people appeared in Central and Eastern Africa, it is natural that they were black, as so is such skin color provided protection from ultraviolet radiation. Part of the populations that migrated from Africa to more northern latitudes were subjected to mutation that provided a lighter skin tone in order to attract heat. Since the first people were dark, probably it would be more logical to ask why white skin is light. Although it should be noted that there are northern peoples who have a fairly dark skin with a yellow tinge. According to the scientists, this also depends on food. If you are from Asia and you have yellow skin, then everything is okay. But if you were white before and you became yellow, then you better run to the doctor. And in general, the skin can turn blue if you get a bruise, yellow if you have liver failure, green if you are poisoned, red if you are ashamed or choking, and completely black if you are a victim of a fire. It is also interesting that the eye color depends on the layer of the iris in which a large amount of melanin is located. If this is the first layer, then the eyes will be brown, and if it's the fourth or fifth layers, then respectively, blue or green. Like if you've learned something new. Subscribe if you're not green. Tell your friends about us so that you'll remember us. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, bro.